Welcome to Normski TV. Player ratings and review of the game yesterday. I didn't do it straight after the game yesterday because I was just literally numb. I know it sounds crazy, but I, I sat there trying to analyse what was Arsenal doing in the second half. It baffles me, absolutely baffles me, what's going on with this club. And just needed to kind of get my thoughts together because I didn't want to kind of get all hyped up and start going off on a rant and that. I didn't lose it, but where do you start? Where do you start? Where do you start? Saw the team news and I thought, yeah, this team's looking strong. We went with a 4-3-3, back four of Bellerin, Louise, Gabriel, and Tierney. Then in the midfield, we had Thomas Partey, Xhaka, and Ceballos. And he played Aubameyang on the right hand side with Lacazette down the centre and Saka on the left. So, he's changed Aubameyang around, placed him on the right, and to be honest, he hasn't really got much goals from that side of it. And watching the game, for the first 45 minutes, I think we played really well in terms of, albeit that the creativity was coming purely from our back line in Gabriel and David Luiz, especially David Luiz. He was our quarterback that evening and literally just pinging balls over the top. I think to a certain degree it started to become a bit predictable because there was nothing coming from the middle in terms of creativity. Ceballos was playing really deep. Thomas Partey, they're all playing in a line. So it was literally a flat midfield. There was no one forging forward in terms of trying to break the lines. I don't know if this was instruction from Arteta, but we're playing at home, for crying out loud. We're playing at home, and we really, as I keep saying, need to impose our game on teams, especially at home. And Leicester, you know about the record. They've not beaten us at the Emirates since in Arsenal since 1973. And I knew that this narrative was gonna play out. I knew it was gonna play out. I was talking with my kids and friends on the phone, saying if we don't get a goal in the first half, I know what's gonna happen. Possibly, Brendan is gonna leave it for about 60, 70 minutes, possibly bring on Jamie Vardy. And we know the story, the rest is history. And, watching, as I said, the first half, we had, I think it was 11 shots on target. Sorry, 11 shots, but only 2 on target. That was the, for the first half. We had a goal, which I think was wrongly disallowed. Lacazette corner came across in the 4th minute. Lacazette has risen up, headed it, and I think they were saying that Aubameyang touched it because he was in an offside position, but he didn't actually touch the ball. The ball actually went straight in, not coming off anybody. The only thing that happened was that Xhaka moved out of the way, and they were saying that he was impeding the goalkeeper, Schmeichel. And so because of that, they ruled it out. And I think it was a goal that's perfectly shouldn't have been ruled out at all. It should have been 1-0 to the Arsenal. But okay, it doesn't happen. We carry on. We had a chance where I think Tierney went foraging down, down the left-hand side, played a brilliant cross in, only for Lacazette to just miss an open goal. Header, puts it out wide. I think he does another one also for Aubameyang, who puts it over the bar. Saka had a chance, but we just didn't put our chances away in the first half. And this is where I started to get a little bit worried, because we go in, 0-0 at half time, and I'm thinking to myself, based on what we've just done, we need to now come out now and totally now take the game to Leicester. Leicester literally just put 11 men behind the ball. And this is the problem with Arsenal. We're finding it very hard to, break down teams with these low blocks. 2 banks of 4 Leicester. They didn't even start off with a recognised striker. You had Nacho on the bench, Vardy obviously on the bench. They played Barnes up front as a false 9. And literally, all they did was just play the waiting game. Brendan knew what he was doing. You got to understand that Leicester are a very good counter-attacking side. And, they just let us have the ball. And, I'm going to talk about the second half now. We come out in the second half. David Luiz obviously looked like he was carrying a knock from the first half, and I think they thought, let's just try, see what happens. Comes out, and on the 49th minute, I believe, he pulls up with possibly a strained hamstring. He goes off. That's our creativity gone now. Now, can you believe it, guys? I'm saying our creativity is coming from our defence. Now, that is very concerning. This is very concerning. And albeit that we put out a very strong side, I don't know whether it's the system or what Arteta is saying to the players, to play a particular style of football, which at the moment it just is just boring. It's like we're lacking ideas of how to break down teams, and teams have certainly worked us out. We play very slow out the back, and literally. Just go back to the first half. Yeah, we basically, David Luiz had the run of the park because no one was there closing him down. And what he was doing was just putting, the balls were just going down the left-hand side. Aubameyang wasn't getting any service down the right-hand side. And this is the case at the moment. Everything is going down the left-hand side, and we're becoming too predictable. It seems as if Arteta as literally said, right, I'm gonna, in terms of our attack, it's almost like, he's given up on our attacking ability and focusing on our defence to try and be more. I keep saying the word passive, but that's not the right word. I think it's about being. Making sure that we don't, let goals in and make us much more stronger in terms of our defensive setup. And it seems as if because of that, he's sacrificed the attack and has put all his efforts into us trying to possibly, keep clean sheets. It's not working at the moment because, as I said, teams are working us out. And our defensive frailties came back, especially when Mustafi came on for Luiz, who, as I said, went down injured. And for the goal, I'll talk about that. It's not about fitness. It's all about positioning. And Mustafi was nowhere to be seen when Jamie Vardy puts that in the back of the net. Arsenal have, gone into the transfer window. They've got trying to shore up this spine. They've got Gabriel, they've got Thomas Partey, but we're missing that creative hub. We're missing that creative player that can unlock defenses, run out. Partey is a box-to-box player, but watching him in that game yesterday, it just seems as if Arteta just told them, guys, just stay in that position, because not once did he forage into their, when I say their half, into their 25-yard box and trying to play 1-2 passes with other players and just trying to create triangles. It just didn't happen. And, it is becoming all but too frustrating and very laborious. The game is boring. Arsenal are boring at the moment. And, we've got a massive game on Sunday. And I dread, you know, because, you know, you've got the likes of Rashford. And if Mustafi is playing in that back line, mate, do you know what I mean? Jeez. The guy, for me, you know, he should have been sold. Should have been sold. Obviously because of injury, but then even saying that teams didn't come in for him. You know, he was linked with a number of teams, but they just didn't come in for him. And so we have him. What's happened to William Saliba? I mean, you know, they've got their player, Fofana, who's a 19-year-old who actually used to partner with William Saliba at St. Etienne. The guy yesterday looked brilliant. So what is it that Arteta is doing? Why he doesn't fancy William Saliba playing in that position? William Saliba is a quick player. Right. All right. You know, they keep saying about, obviously, his personal life, but you've got to put him in there now. You don't buy a £27 million player to just have him in the under-23s. You've got to take the chances, Arteta. I keep saying you've got to take the chances. You're playing it too safe. And our football is suffering because of this. Literally, our creative side, our one-touch football that, you know, we used to play under Wenger, even under Unai Emery. Even though sometimes we was confused with the type of setups and systems that he had put in place and the changing around. But at least I personally think we played better football under Unai Emery. That's my thoughts. I really do believe that we played better football. And, you know, the narrative was written. Again, you know, Brendan said, right, okay, we've gone into that first half, gone into the second half now, 0-0. Guys, let's go out there now. On 70 minutes, let's see what we can do. And obviously the injury came to Luiz. Then, you know, Mustafi came on. And then Jamie Vardy came on at 60 minutes. And you could see what was going to happen. It was written. It was written that Jamie Vardy would be the one to get the winning goal. The guy now has got 11 in 12 against us now. Scored 11 goals. I knew he'd score. Even though I'd predicted 2-1, yeah, that goal would have been Jamie Vardy. Obviously, it hasn't ended up as 2-1. It's ended up as a 1-0 to Leicester. And we go away from that game, ruin our chances. Seriously, mate, I was just kind of numb, you know, because we're playing at home. We had a chance to go fourth. You saw Man City dropping points. You know, Chelsea and Man United dropping points. And we couldn't deal with Chelsea with a team that had, Leicester, that had a team that had a lot of injuries and a half-fit Jamie Vardy, and he still comes on and wins it for Leicester. Since 1973. Listen, I'm going to give the player ratings now. And start off with Leno in goal. There was one instant in the first half where he did what he does, Leno style. Literally, he came out as a what you call him, sweeper. Hit a ball straight to, I think it was Maddison, and Maddison nearly lobbed him. Lucky enough, it went wide, and I thought, oh my god. After that, we kind of settled into the game, and you know, as I said, we tried to impose ourselves, albeit, you know, it only came really from our two best players, which was Gabriel and David Luiz. For Leno, I mean, apart from going and take the ball out the back of the net, I'm going to give Leno a 5. I'm just giving him a 5. Bellerin on the right-hand side, listen, he was lucky to actually have stayed on. He got a yellow card for a tackle that he, I think, done in the first half, and then second half, I can't remember the player that was down on the right hand side. He put in a tackle on him. I don't know whether he had made contact, but I think it was the intent. And I thought the referee was going to, you know, go in his pocket and pull that second yellow. Lucky enough, he got away with it. You know, apart from the one shot he had in the second half, from a cross from Aubameyang, straight at the keeper. You know, got forward when he could, defended okay, but you know, it is what it is. Giving him a 6. David Luiz, for me, was our best player. You know, he literally was a quarterback. You know, just pinging the ball, especially more to the left than to the right. And he didn't really get pressured, and he defended where he needed to defend. Unfortunately, he obviously went off with a hamstring problem in the second half. But I'm going to give David Luiz a 7, because I felt he did play okay. And you know, sometimes we may look at David Luiz and think, oh, geez, not David Luiz again. He's got a mistake in him. But for the past few games, he's played pretty okay. Next to him, Gabriel Mangaliz. You know, he had an okay game again. There was a couple of passes that he sort of straight passes that he hit, but had the recovery to sort of, you know, tackle the player. Also, creativity was coming from him as well. You know, for him and David Luiz, maybe because they're Brazilian, so they have got that little flair in them. But you know, he as I said, he did okay. I wouldn't blame him for the, you know, not, you know, for the goal that we could see there. Obviously, Xhaka was playing in that kind of left-sided position, and was nowhere to be seen, and so Gabriel had to make the run to cover and run. Unfortunately, and I think he was telling Luke, you know, Mustafi to get into position because you could see the danger. Obviously, we know what happened there, but I'm going to give Gabriel a 6. I'm going to give Gabriel a 6. Tierney put in 2 good crosses. You know, was pushing up. You know, literally linked up pretty okay with Saka, but you know, he looked like he was fatigued, and in the end, Arteta took him off and replaced him with Nketiah. But I'm gonna give him a 6 as well. I'm gonna give Kieran Tierney a 6. Going into the middle of the park, Danny Ceballos, mate. One, you was playing too deep, and again, I don't know if this was an instruction from Arteta, but your passes literally were off key, literally just giving the ball away. You look slow, lethargic. You know, playing too deep. It just looked like the back, the midfield just looked like they were playing flat. It was just literally, there was nobody going forward, nobody foraging forward whatsoever. And I don't know whether that's because, you know, they're being told to play in a specific structure and this is what he wants, but it's not working. It's not working at all. He didn't have a very good game. I'm giving Danny Ceballos a 4. Next to him, Thomas Partey. You know, he could only do what he could do. Didn't really get much service in terms of the ball coming. It seemed like whenever the ball was played out from the back, most of the time it went through Granit Xhaka. You know what I mean? But when, you know, Partey had to do his job in terms of mopping up and getting across, you know, especially over on the right-hand side, you know, getting all over the pitch apart from, you know, in that 25-yard box, it just seemed, again, he didn't, you know, make those darting runs and, you know, going through the lines at all. Played one nice ping pass to, I think it was, I don't know if it was Saka, who took a lovely cushion shot, and then literally cushioned the ball and then took I think it was a shot at goal. He passed it. I can't remember, but I'm gonna give Thomas Partey. I'm gonna give Thomas Partey a 6 as well. It seems like we seem to be giving lots of 6s today, but I'm gonna give him a 6. Who was next to him? So we had Ceballos, Thomas Partey, Xhaka. Now, again, Xhaka, mobility-wise, just too slow. The guy, I think it was Unda, who ran off him. He literally looked like he was running in quicksand. Just couldn't catch him. Just too slow. Mobility wise, just too slow. I don't know. I really don't know why Arteta goes with this player. Yeah, he can ping the balls around, but it just takes too long, too indecisive, and just gets caught out too much. I'm giving him a 5. I'm just giving him a 5. Just not really impressed at all. Going up front three, we'll start off with Aubameyang, who's playing on the right, absolutely ineffective. We moan about him being on the left, and at the moment we want him down the middle. Arteta decides that he's going to go with this experiment and put him over on the right. Didn't get no service because after time the ball was going down the left, so he never got any service. And at the moment, he's a frustrated man. I think after the game, literally, he just went straight down the tunnel. And I think he's frustrated right now because he needs to go and knock on Arteta's door and say, look, mate, you need to be playing me down the middle. Right, Lacazette is his good mate, but Lacazette right now, and I'll come to him, just ain't cutting it right now. Just ain't cutting it right now. And, Aubameyang, just didn't affect the game whatsoever. I had one headed shot over the bar, and that was it. I'm giving Aubameyang a 4. Feel sorry for him because, he's getting a lot of stick because obviously he signed his new contract and nothing ain't happening. But if he ain't getting the service, what can you do? Aubameyang is one of these players that needs to be in that 18-yard box, yeah? You saw what happened when he came on against Rapid Vienna. He was there to tap the ball in. He's out there. He's not being effective out on the right-hand side. He's a goal scorer. You've got Arteta getting him, asking him to run back, track back, and do all the dirty work. That's not his job. He's playing him in the wrong position. He needs to play him down the middle, and I'm hoping to God that he plays him down the middle against Man United. Lacazette, mate, again, just looked disinterested. Should have, even though the goal that was disallowed, that was unfortunate, but there was another time where Kieran Taylor put a delicious cross across the 6-yard box, all he had to do was just connect with it on target, open goal, puts it out wide. Just not good enough. Just not good enough. The ball's bouncing off of him. He's coming deep for it. I keep saying, Arteta I don't know if he's just trying to accommodate him, but Arteta needs to have the balls to drop him and say, look, you're not cutting it. You know what I mean? You need to go on the bench. When he was scoring, he drops him. When he ain't scoring, he plays him. It just doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Just didn't have a good game at all. And because he's having to come for the ball, work hard for the ball, dropping deep, he's put himself about, he's going to get a yellow card, and that's what happened. Do you know what I mean? Non-effective, didn't affect the game at all. I'm going to give, he's going to get the lowest score. I'm going to give him a 3. Saka, now, he was probably, in terms of creativity in that front three, is our most creative player. Trying to make things happen. He did get a knock during the game, and I felt that kind of affected him. I really, this guy's got a lot on his shoulders. He's 19 years old, and he's one of our best players. I mean, we shouldn't be saying this. Do you know what I mean? Why is all the pressure on him to perform? You can't keep putting this pressure on him. The rest of the team, guys, you need to step up. You need to step up. Again, tried his best, but as you say, trying to make things happen, but, again, just getting blocked off. And he's probably, I don't know, maybe try him in a number 10 position, because he's very skillful, he's very skillful in the ball, and, he can do things with the ball in terms of that last third. And pinging it off to the likes of Aubameyang or Lacazette. But, you just have to just leave it to Arteta. I'm gonna give Saka. I'm gonna give Saka. Boy, it's gonna be another 6. It's gonna be another 6. It looks like it's 6 all round. Mostly in this game. The players that came on, Nketiah, didn't really do much. So I'm not gonna even score him. Who else came on? Trying to think of the other players that came on. Can't remember the players that came on. But you know, I don't know. Pepe, sorry, that's it. Yeah, Pepe. Pepe came on, and again, apart from no service to him, he made one foraging run, but it just seemed like he got the ball tangled up in his feet. This 72 million tag is really, Pepe needs to come good, and I don't know. It's slowly dawning on me that maybe we got hustled because he ain't a 72 million pound player. Mark my word. 25, 30 million if that. Has moments of brilliance, but not consistent enough. And I don't know if it's because Arteta's not, constantly playing him 1 week, then he doesn't play. You know what I mean? He can't get no consistency in his game. But he's definitely a 72 million pound player. And for me, it's a shame because we're not playing to his strengths. And when you haven't got no creativity inside, he plays down the right. And if nothing is going down the right, how is he meant to affect the game? And the chance, or the one chance that he does get the ball, he tries to run at them, but the end product, do you know what I mean? Running into blind alleys as usual. So it's that inconsistency, and that's what we're needing, consistency. Generally, we need consistency from the whole team. We played 6 games, lost 3, won 3, 9 points from 18. Not good enough. Really ain't good enough. We go away to Man United on Sunday evening, or Sunday during the day sometime. I can't remember what time it is. And mate, Arteta needs to do something. He's going to have to address this creativity problem. People are calling for Ozil to come back. That ain't going to happen. He's going to have to try and sort something out quickly. In terms of Arteta's score, I'll give him due for picking, the right side in terms of the actual lineup and system that he played. But too often, he's playing players out of position, and you only got to look at Aubameyang. Playing him on the right now, and he needs to play him down the middle. He needs to play him down the middle. You can't keep accommodating players that are off form or trying to fit them into the system. It just ain't the one. And Arteta, you need to sort this out. I'm going to give Arteta a 5. That's what I'm going to give him, a 5. And just hope that, between now, I know we got a game on Thursday against Dundalk. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of changes there. Hopefully, we can get a morale win and score some goals, because at the moment we're lacking goals. It's just not. Just ain't the one. It just ain't the one. The referee, I'll just give him a 4. I'll just give him a 4. There was really nothing to sort of pick him out on, so I'll just give him a 4. Guys, we've got a big game coming next week, Sunday coming, and guys, we need to do this. We've got to do this because we are now 10th at the moment in the table. That's likely to change because Tottenham play Burnley tonight, and the chances are, I think they'll probably be above us by the end of this evening. It's not good. It's not good. Got to do something. We've got to do something drastically and hope that Arteta can change the mindset of these players. I don't want to go as far as to say that the players are down in tools because they're not happy with the system, but sometimes you get that feeling when you see it. But who knows? Listen, guys, listen. Please like, subscribe, and share. Listen, I'm on 75 subscribers. Try and get me to that 100. Obviously, still a small YouTuber trying to do my bit. But obviously trying to get us other content together and to try and make this. Let me know in the comments what you think I should be doing in terms of my content. But, you know, as it goes, I'm not as rich as some of these top YouTubers. So give me a chance. But get me to that 100. Please, again, like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.